Yo, what's up? It's Boxing Source checking in here with more news, and this is dealing with the World Boxing Organization. Oh my goodness, like this one here, kind of like really gets me because I seen this coming at least a couple of weeks back. But just to see it actually happen, it's like, man, come on. Y'all really kind of like shafted, or at least I feel like y'all shafted Archie Sharp and Albert Bell when they wanted to go ahead and fight for the interim title at 130 pounds. This was kind of like applied for a few weeks back. And the reason why the WBO denied it at the time was because they had, of course, Emmanuel Navarrete as the champion, and he basically had Navarrete as the super champion at the time. But, a couple weeks after or whatever it was, it looked like Navarrete was going to go up or have plans to go up to 135 and go for the WBO title at 135 pounds. So now you got, Navarrete scheduled to fight Dennis Berinchik for the vacant WBO title at 135. So with that being said, you still had a situation there at 130 where you could have had, an interim championship on the line. And, Albert Bell undefeated, Archie Sharp undefeated. They wanted to go ahead, and they're two top contenders. Pretty much Albert Bell's they're number one. Archie Sharp's there number three. And they wanted to go ahead and fight for, at the very least, the WBO interim championship, But like I said, initially, WBO denied them. Now, you had, of course, what was scheduled there. That's going to be happening on Friday. Pretty good scrap, should be a pretty good scrap there. You got Oscar Valdez, you got Liam Wilson. Oscar Valdez, of course, fought Navarrete. Liam Wilson also fought Navarrete. Both lost Navarrete, of course. But they're still out there contending in that particular division. And now that they're, basically fighting on Friday, they're top five contenders there in the WBO. What is that, around number 2 and number 4? So I'm like looking, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. These two guys are fighting each other here soon, and they're highly ranked in WBO, and they're fighting under a certain promotional company that deals with the WBO a lot. What if the WBO has a little bit of a say in that particular bout? Well, hey, now we see here, they made the announcement that this particular bout will involve the WBO interim championship. I'm like, wait a minute. But what about Albert Bell and Archie Sharp? Like, what's up with that? They said tough beans. So, for me, that's a bad little break there for, Albert Bell and Archie Sharp. Maybe they could still have a fight, and the winner would kind of like face maybe the winner of Oscar Valdez and Liam Wilson if Emmanuel Navarrete goes up to 135 and, ends up winning the WBO title at 135. But outside of that, that just puts, Albert Bell and Archie Sharp in a bad place. And, some people may have mentioned, hey, well, maybe Albert Bell should go ahead and, sign with the, well-known promotional company or whatever it is. Albert Bell was just with Top Rank, recently. And, when he was on his way up, he was trying to get those particular fights. He was actually trying to get the fight for the WBO title, a few years back. Even before, before Shakur Stevenson won it. When Jamel Herring had the belt, he was going after it. When Shakur Stevenson had the belt, he was, trying to angle for it. And he couldn't get in, right spot to try to fight for that world title. And so he, kind of went elsewhere to, get fights and, stack up wins. And here we are pretty much around the same position. And he's still, trying to vie for that world title shot and not being able to get it. But this news here from the WBO is kind of disappointing, especially when it comes to those two fighters, Albert Bell and Archie Sharp, because they've been angling to try to get their opportunity to fight for the world title or the WBO world title. And now, this basically happened. So that's just one thing that is kind of a real deterrent there within the sport of boxing, kind of like politics taking precedence over what's out there, what these fighters are doing in the ring. So that's my take on that particular topic there, man. Hey, you can share your thoughts on this and more here on the Boxing Source YouTube page, and we're gonna have more here on this page. You also got, of course, a big week report that's scheduled for Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, and of course, the Boxing Source podcast weekly Sundays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube. So y'all be able to catch that. But that's what I got on this one. Till next time, y'all. I'll catch y'all later.